Hello, Oracles. Well, what can we expect from the market this week, the week of January 20th, 2025? Well, tomorrow, Monday, on the 20th, the market is going to be closed. That is going to be the day we get President Trump's inauguration. So nothing's going to be going on in the market that day, but because of the inauguration going on, when President Trump gets sworn in, he is going to be able to do all the executive orders that he's been talking about. Now, chances are he's going to be signing these executive orders before market open on Tuesday. So I thought the market might be selling off on Friday because of the fact that there was uncertainty behind what he was going to be signing off on, but I was completely wrong. The market actually rallied into this, and we do know a lot of the executive orders that President Trump is going to be signing. So maybe the market already knew this and just ramped up accordingly, or maybe we're going to be getting a sell the news situation on Tuesday. Again, I have no idea, which is why I just prepare myself to be able to react accordingly whenever this is going to all play out. But again, market is closed Monday, so Tuesday, expect a bit of, I don't know, volatility. Just pay attention to pre-market open and see what's going to be happening when Trump comes out there with executive orders that he's coming out with. Now, it sounds like he's got over 100 executive orders. Obviously, not all of them are going to affect the market, but the ones that we know that are going to be affecting the market are going to be things like the tariffs and stuff like that. So again, we already kind of anticipate that. So if he doesn't do anything about the tariffs, then perhaps the market actually rallies on this news because the tariffs are a reason why the market was kind of a little uncertain with the inflation possibility coming from the tariffs and then the Fed having to be able to keep rates higher for longer. So again, we got good CPI and PPI data, but that doesn't obviously include the tariffs. So we're going to just have to wait and see how that all plays out this week. And then who knows what other executive orders he's going to be having out there to make any decisions as to what's going to be changing the market. So again, I'm going to be just reactionary basically for the next month because we have earnings as well. We just had the bank earnings. Those look like they're doing very well. And on Tuesday, we also get Netflix earnings. They kick off tech earnings season. And so it's going to be kind of a wild start to the week between the inauguration, the executive orders, and then Netflix earnings. And it is a short trading week, of course, because Monday is closed. So 4 days of trading, it's going to start off kind of wild. So just brace yourselves for whatever is going to be happening this week. Again, could be a swing trader's dream, options trader's dream. But either way, I think volatility might be there. And again, if the market is reacting accordingly from Friday, maybe we see a continued run up from here. Maybe we end up seeing that sell the news situation that I thought we might get from before. So again, total uncertainty, don't know what's going to be transpiring. By the way, these are the things that are going to be happening on Tuesday. So just brace yourselves for that. Now, we did get the TikTok ban as well. So perhaps Trump comes out there and does a reversal on that and says, hey, we're not going to ban it. We're going to give that extension out there and see if somebody wants to buy it. But as of right now, as I'm recording this, TikTok has been banned. So we do not have any TikTok out there right now. And that means that we have a lot of influencers that are out there that were making money on TikTok, not making any money. So the question I have is, we know that these numbers are not going to be hitting unemployment numbers because they're really just subcontractors and they don't fall into any of the categories that we count. But are we going to be looking at people looking for jobs? What is this going to do? How much revenue was coming in from TikTok influencers here in the US? And just based on rough Google search numbers, the median income for TikTok influencers in the US is between $10,000 and $15,000 every single year. The average is much higher at $130,000, and that is strictly because of the fact that you have some people who are making 7 and 8 figures, while a lot of others are making just a few hundred or a few thousand. Now, there are over 100,000 TikTok influencers here in the US. So you're looking at about 100,000 people making at the median about $15,000. So that's a lot of people out there, 100,000 people no longer bringing in that income. So that could definitely skew the numbers one way or the other. We already have consumer debt at all-time highs right now. So could that end up getting worse? Because a lot of TikTok influencers that are out there also spent a lot of money on material things because that's something that they do when it comes to their whole entire influence. And they were just kind of building that up to be able to pay for those things in the future. That's just one of those caveats that they have when it comes to an influencer out there. So we'll have to see what's going to be going on with credit debt over the next 6 to 8 months if this does end up continuing. Now, again, it just started right now. We don't know if Trump is going to reverse that on Tuesday. We just have to wait and see how this is all going to play out. But as of right now, looks like there's a lot of people out there who no longer have income coming in from TikTok. Now, for me, I'm a Beachbody coach, and we ended up switching away from the coaching piece over to affiliation. So now I'm an affiliate, And when you were a coach, you had a lot of residual income coming in. It's a totally different revenue stream and ballgame when it comes to being an affiliate versus a coach, because a coach is a lot more passive, whereas an affiliate, you have to actively go out there and continue doing more of the influencing type stuff. So there were a lot of people who lost a significant portion of income from all of this. Now, there wasn't as many coaches out there as we have TikTok influencers, but a lot of these coaches needed to go out and find themselves another source of income. Now, some of them were very wise with their money and they invested it themselves, but there were some that just did not, or maybe they were kind of in the middle and maybe they had just left their job. Wherever it wasn't an easy transition. So now I work with Siona and they just had their official launch over this past weekend. Super excited about all of that. If you guys are interested in anything about health and fitness and workouts, Tony Horton is coming on board for it. He's the one who did P90X. He's where I got started myself. He was with Beachbody right from the get-go. So a lot of that stuff is awesome and kind of transitioning over to Siona. And a lot of these people who are working for Beachbody are switching over as well, looking for that source of income. So what is going to be happening with TikTok? Maybe this could be hey, TikTok influencers don't have that money. They're going to switch over to something like this as well. So a lot of people in that kind of world of self-employment don't want to go work for someone else. Obviously, they have bills that they need to pay, so they're going to do what they need to do. But when you are working on your own and you're building your own business, even as a TikTok influencer, you are building your own business. You may go out there and be like, hey, I don't want to work for someone. What other businesses out there can I find that I can build? And I can utilize my knowledge from TikTok, maybe switch it over to an Instagram or a Facebook or an X, Twitter, or maybe a YouTube Shorts or whatever it is. There's a lot of other platforms out there that they can use. So now we're going to have to see that transition of them shifting over. Now, many of them did have multi-platform usage that was out there. So this might just be a small piece of their income coming off. So there's a lot of different nuances that are going on behind this whole TikTok thing and whether it's actually going to affect us and affect the consumers and consumer debt and all of that. So we just really have to pay attention to see what's going to happen. But again, if Trump ends up reversing that, it really doesn't matter. But we could see some kind of residual effects from this over the next 6 to 8 months. And then realistically, for the rest of the week, there's not a lot that's going on. So again, Netflix kicks off those earnings on Tuesday, but we don't see any more big tech earnings really coming in until the following week. And we'll dive deeper into that in next week's video. But a lot of the big earnings are coming out. The week after this one is going to be really big between the big tech earnings. Tesla's earnings are going to be coming out. We're going to be having the FOMC meeting. I mean, obviously, we believe that the Fed is not going to be cutting interest rates. So I don't think the market's really going to react much from this, but it's going to be more about the Fed speak when he comes out and says things about, hey, what are your thoughts about more rate cuts for the rest of the year? And it'll be a lot of his reaction to all of the Trump executive orders that are going to be coming out this week that we're going to be seeing at that FOMC meeting. So again, this week itself is going to be big with the executive orders that are coming out. We're going to be having Netflix earnings. We have the whole TikTok reaction that's going to be going on as well. And then the following week, we're going to get a lot more with the FOMC meeting and a lot of the big tech earnings that are going to be rolling out. And at that point, we're already done with the first month of 2025, and we'll see how this month wraps up as we go into the rest of the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.